saw Sylvia was here early for us, so I had to get on. We're both early. Shh, we won't tell them. We'll have a party without them. Wait for everybody else to come in. I've been waking up a lot with headaches. My husband popped my back into place yesterday. I guess I made it slip out yet. I wonder if I get in trouble for seeing just the two of us. She's probably okay. Tea or coffee. Oh. And she ran away. Sylvia! Get your coffee. I gotta go get mine. I just got on because I saw Sylvia was early and I had to mess with her. Not a good person. Sorry about that close up. Boy, this thing lies. YouTube, it says I have one viewer. And I know for a fact there's two here. Good afternoon, Lynn, and good afternoon, Sylvia. I think I said good morning. Maybe not yet, but eventually I will. Got this. How's everyone doing? Good morning, Fern. Every time. I cut my bangs so it stopped itching my nose. Scratching my, making my nose itch. What? Good morning, Deborah. I hope everybody had a good weekend and everybody staying safe and warm. I need hot tea. It's chilly there. It was chilly here too. I'm starting to get warm though, finally. I got up and I got my socks and warm slippers on, and I had to go find my warm robe to put over my clothes because I was still cold. My sweater was not anywhere near me. Yeah, I'll run around in my clothes with a robe on and stay warm. I am warm now, probably trying to cut fabric. I was cutting these into strips, different size strips with panels. And this thing, pardon my lean, I'm done with this thing. It has a new blade. It's not cutting. It should cut the amount of fabric I was cutting because I have before in the past. It's not cutting, so while we're waiting for other people to find us, good morning, Dee Dee. How are you feeling today? Been praying for you. We can't have Dee Dee feeling bad. I need inspiration. I just put this on there this morning to see if it was a blade, and it wasn't. So while I'm thinking about it, it's getting decluttered. Look at me go. Get that other piece later that ran away. It tried to save itself. Answered. I looked up and saw, does it need a new blade from Melissa, Practically Creative? And please don't forget, if you're in lives, thank a moderator. Thank all the moderators because they work hard. They help with links. They help with the ruffians. They help with all that stuff. And you'll notice that I can't remember what I set my clock to this time. My lives are set with a subscriber only mode, sometimes for 30 minutes, sometimes for an hour, sometimes for days. It keeps the bots out. And now that I've said that, they're going to make a program and get around that, and that's going to drive me nuts. But anyway, it's worked so far for 2 years now. So I'm going to keep doing it. It just makes it easier for everyone in chat, especially my moderators. And those of us who aren't into seeing the nasty talk over there. Call me a prude, call me what you want, but my house, my rules. My curtain is getting in the way of my monitor. I can only see half. Oh, and I added times to Angel and to Dee Dee's command in the bot. That way, if I forget and you can see the chat, you'll still see what time they come on. Let's see. Feeling better, good. And Melissa went crazy. Oh, I know, right? Melissa is on it. We love our moderators, especially mine. They were trained well. It was like a cross-training thing. Hey, did you know you could do this? No. Did you know you could do this? No. Did you know I can put people in timeout for, no good reason at all? I do now. Sylvia says, LOL, yes. No troll calling allowed. Quit calling the trolls. Oh, see, now I've said it so many times. They're going to come. They're going to come. Oh, no. You did. I see that. Good morning, Angel. Angel is Halo Inspirations LLC. And she also has a YouTube channel and a shop, which I was over looking at this morning. Our post office, we live a ways from Springfield, Missouri. We're not in Springfield, Missouri, but all mail goes through that hub to get to everywhere else around here. They're playing keeps with it. They have got 3 packages there and have for days. I could drive there in like 30 minutes. They wouldn't give it to me, but I could drive there and get it. But they've got my happy order. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. From Angel, and they've got meds and all kinds of stuff they shouldn't be holding on to. Oh, I see you. Melissa, what did you do? Oh, exclamation, COLEEN. It doesn't matter if it's capitals, it doesn't matter if it's lowercase, no space, will get my attention because that makes my name bright orange. And puts an upside down smiley face there because I like that. Thank you, Melissa. Oh, yeah. You'll have to go get it. I need to get her in the bot. I thought I was subscribed to her. Either I didn't subscribe or I got unsubscribed. I'm not sure. Yes, please. Melissa asked if she could put Allison's link from Mom and Pop because she's sharing, well, she shares lots of stuff, but, our favorite lately is the girl time they had with Laura Lynn. They're just the cutest bunch. She said she's putting up videos from Road to California that I think would all enjoy. I agree. Aw. Will they let you do that, Angel? Angel says I'll call to try to get it moved. Thank you. I don't know why they do that. I just saw a story on the local news like mid-January. Or almost mid-February, that a guy, they had held his medication for 30 days. He said, I wait on my medication and I order it when I know in 30 days, I give it 30 days to get here. He says, they've had it over 30 days there. And I was like, I can send something from here to Washington State in 4 days. At least I used to be able to. Don't know if you can now because they hang on to things. We also have a thing, the rural areas. It's in the city, so I know this isn't it. The rural areas are just holding on to mail and waiting to deliver it all, like every few days. But this is in the city. This isn't out here. Thank you, Angel. And by the way, this is I love you in sign language. I had coffee in my face. I couldn't talk. Joyce, it's good to see you. Hello. You made it. Did I say Angel says, yes, I call all the time. I don't know what's going on there. My husband, I guess I should call because he's been waiting on a pill cutter that the doctor ordered for him because he's got some pills that have to be cut. And he's tried cutting them other ways. I can break some pills and we can cut some pills and it's not working. So they got him a pill cutter so he didn't have to go get one because he goes to the VA. It's been in Springfield too. So maybe they'll get all of those packages if you call about the one. If not, maybe I'll call VA. Our VA here is pretty good. Especially it's down in Arkansas, the main office. That lady's pretty. She's nice. We like her. Okay. Thank you for Allison's link, Melissa. And hopefully I remember to come back in and put that in the bot because we like Allison too. The videos are being put up a few days apart. Melissa said about Allison and Laura Lynn Road to California. If you scramble those around and put them together, it made a sentence. By the way, I appreciate it. Thank you all for not saying the Chiefs didn't win Sunday. Well, the Chiefs didn't play Sunday. So, I like a good game. I don't even care if, well, okay, maybe I care a little bit of my team. You always want your team to lose, to win. If my team loses and it was a good game, I am perfectly happy with that. If it's one that the refs have interfered in nonstop for no good reason, really, they used to do that all the time. I don't know if it's a thing now or not. I haven't watched football a whole lot, but Super Bowl, anyway, they just didn't play. The Chiefs they went and decided not to play. Until like the last 5 minutes, or was it 10 minutes? I told my husband that they were down like 27-0 or something like that. I was like, they still have a chance. It's only the first half. I've seen teams come back from that several times. That's not a big deal. They got over 30, and I was like, they're not going to come back. They're unless a miracle happens, they cannot get possessions that often. And I'm sorry, I'm talking about football. It's just the Chiefs lost. Joyce subscribed to Allison's channel. Thank you. I don't think Allison is here, but sure we'll let her know. Oh, Fern King, she says, I know I was having chest pains. I was so upset. I shut it off I think there was like 3 minutes left. My husband was standing at the TV. He went in the other room and he came back and I went, click. He looks at me and he started glaring. He's like, what'd you do that for? The game was over. It was over and I want to go to bed. Let's see. Dee Dee says, I'm not so disappointed that we didn't win. I'm just disappointed we didn't play like ourselves. I will say, even though the game was terrible, my snacks were still good. That's right. What do we have? Sunday, I went and got pizza. So we had pizza from here in town. Tim's trying not to snack. I know. Fern says Chiefs didn't score to the end of the third quarter. You can tell you that there's some Chiefs fans here. And if they're not Halo, shh. My husband always roots for the underdog. Always roots for the underdog. I told him, you can't do that. We're in Chiefs Kingdom. You can't root for any other team. It doesn't work that way. Oh. I agree, Fern. I finally got to work because I was listening to it because I was working on my infinity chain because I only needed 5 more regular size blocks and 3 half blocks. So I cut all my fabrics for that and I was working on it and I was going to put that together. In the first half, I was listening and I was like, they're not doing nothing. And I messed up every block for the infinity chain. So I put that aside to watch the second half. They didn't even play. Oh, good morning, Sherry. Sherry says, good morning, everyone. Halo says, I agree about the halftime, but the halftime was about when the time I stopped. That's where I was going with that. I forgot and just, I stopped and I was like, first of all, I couldn't understand half of what the person was saying. And I like all kinds of music. It wasn't specific to the music type. I was like, I could like this if I could understand it, a little less, I don't know. It just wasn't my thing. The commercials. Did you see the commercials? Did you see one commercial that you remember? That's my question. Did you see one commercial that you remember? I was like, the one that I remembered. Everybody's saying hello to Sherry. Sylvia also does not eat pumpkin. So we're just going to give Sylvia a pass. She's over in the UK. And although American football is getting popular all over the world, it has not met Sylvia yet. Melissa says the halftime show definitely wasn't aimed at white middle-aged Americans. I thought it would, I don't know. I just always expected to be able to do something inclusive, try to include more. I think it can be done. I don't know why they won't do it. And usually, how far are we in? Am I going to get in trouble for this? 15 minutes in, I think I'm okay. Usually, it's all TNA. And I'm like, hello? But I'm just like, why? Do you really need to show that much to get attention? Sorry. Yeah. Melissa, you got me going. She says, I'll shut up now. I probably should too. But Sylvia said, I have no idea who the Chiefs are or what game you're talking about. Game over. You're fired. You're fired, but I'm leaving you rich. It's a lot like rugby. Yeah, it's a lot like rugby, except for you have further passes with it. I actually know about rugby. Yeah. Melissa says I almost choked on my coffee. It is what it is. Not as young and quiet as I used to be about things. Rugby is more violent, though, than football. It really is. Rugby is a violent sport. At least the American version of it is. I don't think I've seen the UK version. I think it is, though, because they like headbutt and all kinds of things. Unnecessary roughness is what we'd call that in football. Football hasn't met Silly yet. Sylvia said, I need to stop drinking coffee. But Sylvia said, I'm guessing we admitted it first and you just changed the rules. Probably. Yeah. Angel says, I didn't even like the choreography. Did I say that right? For some reason, my mind's twisting that word. Anyway, and sad face. Yeah. I know. Usually it's just, I don't know. It was disappointment. Like I said, I don't remember one commercial. The only one I remember is with Melissa. What's the one commercial I remember? Do you know? Actually, he did it twice with different people. Rugby is hockey and football combined. There you go. That's right. Except for rugby doesn't have sticks. They have it looks like a football, but it's wider, if I remember right. It's been a few years. So yeah, Americans mug everyone for their words, games, traditions. We're the thug in the I can't we're the thug in the alley. Oh my goodness. Well, we weren't here first. Oh, this is the only thing I watch is the Six Nations rugby. Love a good match. I did. My first husband played rugby. Broken arm. I can't remember if that's how he broke his arm or not. But it was rough. So my husband's comes from rugby, where it was invented. LOL. Well. Get the master on here. We got questions. That's right. Angel says, "But you love us, Sylvia." First, this is very educational. Sylvia says, "Definitely Angel with practically creative," says that explains his brain damage. Speaking of Coleen's house. So read it before you say it, woman. Give me a second. We're gonna see eyeliner going down my face. Why is it I only notice they're dirty when I take my glasses off? Okay. Let's see if we can get one here. See, don't we all feel smarter in the way of sports now? Ladies and gentlemen, I assume there's some out there. Why am I on top chat? All right now. My live chat up here. If you go to the top and change your live chat to top chat, you'll see stuff. And I have the pattern pinned at the top. My timestamps are still on. I don't know what happened to top chat. Still laughing at Melissa. Carefully, Melissa. They score baskets carefully. Melissa says I still want to know how they score baskets. See, there's a little thing like this. That's the basket. When the ball goes through it, they score. That's the best I got. I'm trying to figure out how to make the end zone the basket too. Where the basket casts a shadow. If they run into that area, they also score. Okay, I better get sewing. Although I did sew quite a bit. So this weekend, because it was a repeat, I've been keeping y'all late lately. There are templates because once I did the math and I saw those 8ths and I did the 16-inch one and I saw 16ths, I was like, nope. No, you can have templates. I'm not writing down all that. I'm not measuring, doing all that math for those. It's not going to be as accurate because it was like between the 8th and the 16th. They were between an 1/8 and a 1/4, things like that. And I was, no, not going to be as accurate, but I did write that down. Not going to need it now. Let's pull a card out of the card deck for next week so I don't forget it. And this is the Quilt Builder card deck by TNC Publishing. Isn't that what it's called? CNT Publishing. Supposed to have it. Number 3. There's links underneath the video to anything I use. And this back here is the beginning of the city lights and the Missouri city lights. Oh, well. I checked. Let's not look. Chatty. My nails are in the way. Am I holding it the right direction? I am. Oh, I like that one. I'm thinking white with red, white, and blue coming out of it. What is that? Formal garden. Next week's will be formal garden. Everything has baskets, Melissa. Or Sylvia. I'm pretty sure rugby does too. Wait, does rugby? No. I didn't put up my Chiefs stuff this year. She says I didn't put up. Melissa says I didn't put up my Super Bowl shorts this year, but I always ask how they score baskets and talk about Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Don't we all talk about Taylor Swift's boyfriend? Anyway, this is next week's block. That looks like it's going to be cute and easy. We say that, and maybe not. Let me put this up so I don't forget it. I have a new system. They go in the bag. Fabrics go in the bag. Put them up there. I don't lose them. Okay, so that's next week's. I don't even have my machine on. I would not be surprised if it acted up today because it hasn't had a new needle since last Monday, and I haven't cleaned it. I knew it needed it yesterday, but all the seam ripping I had to do between Friday and Sunday, I just was done. So, and I was making, oh, you can't see them. I was making pajamas again. It worked so much better this time, and I didn't follow their instructions. Did most everything the way I wanted to do it. And they are very nice. At least they will be. I have to hem them. I wanted to get them done by today, but I was pushing my back yesterday. So this is one I did over the weekend. Let's get up here where you can see. Oh, I see a short. Sylvia says, how many sports has baskets? All. And Melissa says, blue in the center with red and white would look like Coast Guard signal flag. I had no idea. Cool. Fern says, I've been on needle sewing last night. It didn't break. Oh, you're lucky. I got my serger out to do those pajamas yesterday. Because like I said, I was sick of this thing and everything connected to it. So I got my serger out to do the pajamas. I just pushed this one back, and you know, sergers are heavy. Mine is. Maybe they're not all heavy. I got it out, and I was doing a test piece. And when I did the test piece, both needles broke. And I don't have any spare needles for that machine because I haven't bought any yet. My mother-in-law gave it to me. So I did not use my serger to do those pajamas. I plugged this one back in and used it. Both needles broke. Luckily, I wasn't being aggressive or anything, but I do need to look in it and make sure none of the needle pieces dropped into it. That is scary. I hate bent needles, broke needles. Melissa says it's scarier when they don't break. I've had bent needles. I guess it is. I'm thinking about it. That is very scary. Oh. Sewing really slow and finesse, she says. Fern did it. Sewing binding on a baby quilt. I have bent needles before by, grab this back here as you're going through. I'm pushing it faster than the needle is going down, and it bends the needle. I know I do that. Does it stop me? Not hardly. So anyway, let's see. This is what we're going to make. We're going to repeat this underneath with the red and white strips, and then just do a 9 patch. And I'm doing 2 at a time. HSTs, it's got a template in there. These are, I'm going to give you an estimate. Oh, less than 3 1/4 finished. So if you do 4 at a time HSTs and use the center template to cut that, trim it, that would work. Or if you're really good with your ruler. I've had headaches a lot, and focusing in on little bitty marks just was not. So, but I had charm pack. So I used my white with my blue, and I did 2 at a time HSTs, which is what I'm going to do here. I put a line on the floor. Pardon me. I really need one of those grabber thingies. That thing's trying to. Right sides together, and then we'll do this one first because it's super, super easy. If you're using the templates, you just line up your templates, right sides together, 1/4 inch right here. And I threw my paper away that told me what size you need. I think it was 5 1/2 inch if you're doing 4 at a time HSTs for this. I do have some cheat sheets underneath the video. Please do not give me grief. I'm just putting them together and not pinning them because they're staying together for me. And then turn it around and do the other side. Leave that on there for a minute. The red and white ones you've got, let's tilt. Melissa, crappy piano key binding, a lot of seams. Oh. I have the pretty side up. Do I? I do. Oh, wait. No, I don't. My mods mess with me. Stop. Oh, I'm so sick of my seam ripper. I'm glad I didn't have it wrong because I am so sick of my seam ripper. You ever get that way? Okay, so I have 2 reds and a white here. I'm going to put the red to the side for a minute. Let's put this up here. I'm still not tilted enough. I saw my name and freaked out. There we go. Work. One of us have to. There we go. So I have each side. I'll have 3 whites and 3 reds. And I do remember these were 3 and 1/8 this way, 1 3/8 this way. I'm just glad I gave you templates. I'm going to take a red and put it on one side of the white. 1/4 inch. Yeah, and this is actually a grunge, and I am using the wrong side against the white because I like the other side of it better. Sylvia thought it was the wrong way. That one it's very close. It's hard to tell. I did have a line drawn on it, though. I saw the line, but I still questioned it. Did I turn it around at the last time? I did not turn my stitch down. I like the smaller stitch, 1.6, 1.8. Trash can's back. Oh, what'd Fern do? Fern did something because it's not allowed. My jack has been hiding from me. Oh, I have one that hid from me. And we'll cut between the sewn lines. By the way, Melissa, I did order the Lazy Susan spinny thingy. Spinny thingy is the technical term. So I can try to turn my smaller mat into a rotating mat because I scare them. Ooh, new embroidery scissors, Melissa. I thought I had several jacks, and I can only find the 2 that came with my machine now. I think I got rid of one because it was dull, and I think the other one was dull too. That's why I stabbed myself recently. Okay, and these are going to be trimmed. See, this is how you can do it. If you have the square, you can put the square on top, line up your edge, your corners on that line, just like a template. And do the same thing with your ruler over it. This is, I thought it was 3. This is 1. No, I've got the 1/2 inch there. I ain't even doing it. So that's how you do it if you did the 4 at a time. Didn't want to do the triangle piecing. Check the size again. 3 1/8. Yeah. So that's 3 1/8. I was just making sure that's what it was this weekend, but that was been 3 days ago, and I've slept since then. I had a pain in my ears. Sorry about that. Melissa loves my technical terms. thingamajig and whatchamacallit are legit. Oops. This is 3 3/8, I hope. Put it corner over here, and this one is 3/8. Sylvia, I used to, or did I say Melissa needs to do a haul for embroidery scissors? Some friends gave her. Ooh. And if you're doing it with the ruler, lining them up with the ruler, the corner where the ones are is up here. And that diagonal line is where this other corner is. On the first cut, I just want it more than 3 1/8 over here. The second cut, I'll get the measurement I want. Which is 3 1/8. And personally, I think this is the way I would do it. Don't ask me about the 16-inch one because I haven't made it. The 16-inch one, you're always on your own. Just goes together the same. And now I've got my 3 1/8 here, 3 1/8 over here. The corner diagonal line following that seam and coming out this corner down here. I don't usually make them so much bigger, but since there was an 1/8 involved, I figured I should to make sure. Oops. It's back right here. Oh. Sylvia, what'd you say? What'd you say? Melissa, that is what I am using. I missed that. Melissa likes surgical snips for that too. Fern, I don't know what Fern said. I'll have to go back and look. Thank you for all the links. Please stop cutting towards your arm. Well, I will when I'm done. I know. I should turn it and cut it that way. It's just, I know. And when I lose an arm, everybody's going to say, I told you so. And that is why I'm going to see if I can put this on a piece of wood and turn it into a spinning one. I don't know that I'll like that though. Who uses a spinning one and do you like it? Coleen, your box left yesterday out of Springfield. Oh, it did. Thank you. When did I check it last? I'm questioning myself. Thank you, Halo. Thank you, Angel. And thank you again for the links. I forgot where I was, but anyway, I'm gonna make this into a turning. The cords caught it and did weird things to me. I'll stop now. Okay, so these, the blue is facing inside with all of these. Now I'm gonna go back and get this off. I leave them on for chain piecing. That's just putting a couple stitches in between them. Press to the dark side. Each one of these was 1 3/8 by 3 1/8. I know, right? So this is you're lethal today with dropping stuff. Yeah, it's been that kind of week. Right sides together. On the long side of that white piece, you're going to put your next red piece. I have the links to the templates and the links to the City Lights pattern by 3 Yard Quilts pinned up there. I'm pressing to the dark side. I'm using my fingernail because it takes time to use the iron. And I'd probably burn myself. Right sides together. I'm gonna do a 1/4 inch. You can pin this, you can clip this, you can do whatever you want. You can glue this. Speaking of glue, we're gonna speak about glue in a second. For those of us who use glue on things like FPP, probably not basting so much. You could use it on curved piecing. Okay, so now we've got all four. Let's do this. All four white and red strips. So you've got red, white, and red. And then you look at the picture because I'm bound to get that wrong. One side goes up and down, the other side goes that way. And then it's just, somebody didn't finger press that, did they? Then we just have a 9 patch. Hang on a second. I want to change these. I like them across from each other better because I've got 2 of the same there and there. Now it's just a 9 patch. Blue side to the stripes. I am lethal today. Should have seen me this weekend. My husband about got it. Could not get the Super Bowl channel. Couldn't find the channel. Couldn't find this. Couldn't find that. I told him how to use the remote. He wanted me to do it for him, and I wasn't gonna. I was working on stuff. Now red to the off-white. Line up your seams. Line up your edges here. And at the sides, they should line up really nice. I'm ignoring the pinked edges here. I'm ignoring them. I really just am. 1/4 inch. I like both the foot and the tape. They both work for me. Blue to the stripes. My machine is going to act up if I try to go from this corner that has that right there, but it might act up if I try to go from this side too. I did have a question about a machine like mine not liking the intersections, has trouble every intersection. They asked me what they were doing wrong, and I'm like, seriously, it's not you. You can try this and this and this and this and this and this. I did. These just, I don't know if it's the price point they are, the lower cost ones, or what, but they just really have a hard time with bulky seams. See, that one I pressed towards the blue, so this one I'm going to press towards the off-white. I said that and then didn't. I want it to go to the off-white. Actually, it's more of a brown. I want it to go to that color, so I'm going to put that color on top, pull it back, and then do the finger press. That's how you get it to go to the side you want it to go to. Put that color on top. I'm going to leave that on. Take this blue to the stripe. And that's really why my husband didn't say much, just glared at me for turning the TV off the last 3 minutes of the game. He knew I was not in the mood. My zone was messed up. My game was messed up. I'll put the red stripe to the center, lining up my edges. The smaller the pieces are, I find the easier it is to use my fingers instead of pens. Not teeny tiny, but you know. Okay, and this one will go to the blue. And we'll put this blue over here. Did everyone just stop talking? I think they did. Now everybody has you blocked. I see all kinds of chat in there, Melissa. You just can't see it. Make sure your blues are both that way, or whatever color you're using. And you can do this in any color. We're focusing. Good morning, Laura Lynn. She knows how to make an entrance. think she did just because I said we were ignoring you. Okay. Good morning. Been lurking a bit. Oh, I do it too. In fact, I still have to catch. Okay, this was supposed to go to the blue side. I still have to catch your live from Saturday. I'm trying so hard. I would have gotten my infinity chain over here. I would have gotten that practically finished. Oh, that's not right. Anybody else see that? Somebody should concentrate on my sewing because I just messed that up. You have to pay to download. Oh no, the city lights, that one's not free. The city lights is these blocks right here. The ones I'm making are free. I'm sorry, Lynn. I should change the wording. She said that the pattern I said was free, but that she clicked it wasn't free. They do have a free one right now. Can't remember what it is. Don't do that. The blocks that I'm putting in between that I'm doing live, those are free. The city lights, I'm calling the setting. That is from Fabric Cafe. They have a digital download though. It is paid, and I think last time I looked, it was $6. I get to resew this seam though because I just ripped that out. All right. Well, at least this one's right. And this one's right. Let's set these back down. See how easy it is for me to get turned around? And that probably has something to do with it. To the brown, the white, to the brown, or the white. Thank you so much, Laura. I know you're busy. And they are on this afternoon. If you missed it in their link, there it is. Melissa was reading my mind. Double check this time. If you missed it in their link, they are on this afternoon and on Saturday, and they have uploads in between. Cross Stitch Tuesdays. Even if you don't cross stitch, it's a good visit. It's like our friends that don't sew, but they come here to visit because we're cool. Oh, Pop says big hugs. Oh, thank you for sharing. She said, Melissa. You're welcome. All the time and anytime. Yes, she did. I got to get, that's right. I want to be the cool kids, Dee Dee says. Melissa says, we also shared Allison's link earlier so everyone could see the trip to California. And then Dee Dee said, that's right. I want to be the cool kids. And you are. Okay. Since these are going in and these are going out, my seams are going to nest when I do this. Fold them over together, and the top middle square and the middle square, both of these will nest, and I'm going to pin those because I'm having some bad luck lately. I'm telling you, I can't hang on to nothing. I hate to say it, but my trimmers are getting worse too. My head shakes a lot for no reason lately, so that might have something to do with my inability to hang on to things lately. You nest these. This one, if you feel this right here, you can feel a little lip right here, and those are going to butt up next to each other, so they're flatter. And if you're new, you probably can't feel that right there, but eventually you'll realize you can feel that's flat. Just set them on top of each other, and you can probably feel the difference from that. If you put them on top of each other, that's really thick right there. When you move them beside each other, it flattens out. Yes, I just threw one of my pens. Oh, Laurelyn says that was such an amazing, fun, wonderful time. Busy every day with something. Oh, it looks like it. Lynn says, yes, it looks like it, Laurelyn. All had the most amazing time together. So we're gonna miss those two, and we're gonna miss these. I'm telling you, it's been fun watching. And I put my pen about right in the middle of the seam, not to one side or the other. I'm going to clip this back so I can put the other side on and just keep stitching. I am going to lay it back down because clearly I do things wrong. Right sides together, and these two are going to nest also. The centers of the bottom and the center of the center. I know, right, Melissa? Melissa says, kind of jelly I didn't go. I like seeing things like that. And I think it's a lot because I don't get to go anywhere. I'm not pinning my ends right here. I'll just line them up as I go. You can if you want to. Okay. Anyway, I've pinned that. I've clipped this side out of the way so it doesn't get under here when I'm sewing this side. And I'll do the same when I change sides. Hopefully. Hang on to my thread because I'm not using a leader and ender. And on this one, I have to pull it back, otherwise every time that gets sucked in there. Up to the needle and pull it out. Don't sew over your needle. That's a good way to bend or break a needle. And making sure that these aren't turned by the machine when they go under. That's something else. I'll show you in a minute what I was trying to do. And remind me about glue. Angel says, we have the first road to Virginia in Richmond, Virginia this June. Looking forward to it. Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah. I'm going to clip the side we just did back so it doesn't fall underneath my other side. It probably wouldn't surprise you how many times I've actually sewn over one side when I shouldn't. I was wondering if that was only a California thing, because I don't know that I've seen a road to places. And I get right up to that needle before I pull it out, because I will shift that fabric every time. Thank you, Fern. Got some strips to put around this one when we're done. Take your time. It's not a race. Doesn't have to be a race. This machine only goes so fast. So I'm going to iron it before I put the borders. I do not burn my monitor. Sashing, not borders, sashing. And ta-dum, fast, easy, simple. If you do your cutting ahead of time. Why does that look funny? If you do your cutting ahead of time. Oh, I still have I have this string. I was like, why is that pulling in the center? Gotta be smarter than this string. Wow. One of these days. And it should be 8 inches. I'm going to iron it before I measure it. I hope it is, because I use the 1/8 measurements instead of the templates. Beautiful. Marlon says, thank you. Sorry, just listening to shoulder and back. Took turns all night. Didn't get much sleep at home. Sorry, Deborah. Oh, Halo says it's the first time they're taking it out of California. That's neat. These are wanting to go that way, so that's the way I'm going to press them. Fern says pretty. Sylvia says beautiful black. That came out pretty. Melissa said thank you. Halo says beautiful. Joyce says this is a beautiful black. Thank you all. Deborah says gentle healing hugs. Or Laura Lynn says gentle healing hugs to Deborah. Yes. We'll keep praying for you too. And while we're at it, people who pray, if you don't pray, you may not have heard me say this before. I'm not trying to get you to. I'm just saying those of us who do, keep all these people in the winter storms in your prayers. And especially the homeless. I worry about the homeless when these winter storms come like this and bad weather. Keep them all in your prayers. Now we can see how big it is. And add this, sense. Lynn, I just remembered, if you look in my playlist for this, you could probably figure out what their pattern is from their, I have some of theirs in the playlist. You may be able to figure out the pattern from that. Let's see. Oh, no. It's much squarer than I usually get, but I am just a tad off, and I am fine with that because I'm going to put sashing around it. It could get up the size. This should be 8.5. It is what is that over there? It is an 1/8 off over here, but that's fine with me. So I'm going to put the sashing around it real quick and get it up to the size I need. Yep. Melissa says she sympathizes. It stinks when that happens. Oh, no, and you have to go grocery shopping. We do pickups. This sashing piece is 1 inch that I'm adding to make it fit into there. That didn't go over that intersection. See? It doesn't like it. It doesn't matter if you've got a new needle. It just does not like going over those. Should have left that up here. I could cut this to the right lengths to go on it, but I'm always just going to do it this way. Ironing out of the way of your sight. Eggs are $8 to $9 a dozen here in Wyoming. I know they're expensive here. We don't eat a lot of eggs, thank goodness. They usually go bad before we get to them. Used to have, I baked all the time. We had to have eggs all the time. I'm lining it up on my seam, assuming that that's straight in my block. They're talking eggs over there, $8 to $9 dozen in Virginia too. Jeez. I'm telling you, people with chickens are lucky right now if they just lay eggs, huh, Melissa? Animals get sick. Unfortunately, it does happen and it costs. Can you imagine the losses they have that they're trying to make up? Charging that much for eggs. I wouldn't buy eggs. If I was buying eggs, if I could, I'd stop. But then the prices that uses eggs, all of those go up. There's actually Springfield Cracker Barrel said it won't be raising the prices of things just because eggs went up, which is nice, but they're kind of on the higher side anyway. Actually, they're not too bad. That's probably one of my favorite places to go for fried chicken and green beans. She does. Then she could figure out how to pack them and send them to all of us, the eggs. Fern bakes a lot, so she always has eggs. Been wanting to get chickens. Live in town. They are allowed no roosters. Yeah, I don't remember what we're allowed here. I know we're allowed chickens though, because the people across the street always have chickens. I had a garden in front. The chickens came and visited. I didn't have a garden anymore, so I just pulled the whole thing out. I mean, what are you going to do? They're chickens. I mean, it's like the cat walking on your car. And it's not like we live in the city. Oh. Just one of those intersections it doesn't like. I'm telling you, the first thing I tried making with this thing was, I said I'm telling you a lot, I'm sorry, was pinwheels. You can imagine what kind of mess that was. That's one of the first things I tried making, period, because I've been watching Jenny Dome with pre-cuts, and I was going to do that. And, oh my gosh. Not a good choice. Here we go. I'm just lining up my right sides there and here and matching the sides up as I go along. You can always pin. There's no one that says you can't pin. Or don't you clip that. I can see my sides from over here. That's why my head's tilted fun. Doesn't she? I looked up and saw Melissa said Jenny Dome makes everything look easy. Yeah. That was really great for a very new newbie. Hadn't made any blocks, but yeah, I'm going to make a pinwheel. It wasn't horrible. It was annoying as all out. Oh, Angel has snow? Joyce says, it seems the weather is causing problems with hens laying. I know how many people here who have, okay, I can't read, who are having the same trouble with their hens laying. Oh, I didn't know that. And then Halo says, we're in a winter storm here today. And you scrolled on me. I'm going to go back to the winter storm now. Hang on. We are supposed to be getting ice for hours Wednesday. Try to get my mouse to work. Sorry. Today and tomorrow. If at work tomorrow, I may be by myself on live. Mayhem lives by DC and is expected up to 12 inches. Oh my gosh. Yep. And the mama in you tells him, stay home. Don't you get out on these roads. I did a short about that after I told my son to stay home last time we had something. He went out and made a video and sent it to me. I was like, that's not staying home. Because he's the wild one. He's the one that's going to go do donuts somewhere. Ooh. I hope nobody loses power. That's one of my main concerns too, is losing power. Melissa said she knew that cold weather makes them slow down or stop laying. Seems like I probably heard that because, you know, my in-laws have chickens. My aunt had chickens. By the way, just a second. Oh, Lynn says little one has been sick at nursery and won't be able to go tomorrow. Unfortunately, I already said that I would cover work. Oh. Everybody wants you to keep snow. I want snow. I don't want ice. Share with me, Angel says, but I want to share, Melissa. Eat the stuff. I like snow. I'm probably the only one who likes snow. But I like snow. I want the ice. And I don't want people to have dangerous drives. Then I feel bad for wanting snow. I remember seeing blue. There. No reason for this to be on now. Let's not tempt fate and burn ourselves. Or my phone. Alrighty. Done. You know, I'm going to be making 16 of these. If you did 4 across and 4 down by, if you put the border on them, 9-inch finished, 9 times 4, baby blanket size, or, you know, like throw over the back of a chair size just with these blocks. I like that. I really do. Lynn says, I like snow for one day, then I want it gone. You've hardly had any this winter. Snow and ice next week at Sylvia's. Oh, goodness. Fern says, we have a gas fireplace. If power goes off, we stay warm. Good. Last time, the ice storm that had us out of power for a week, we had a wood stove. We were not suffering. I mean, it was cold. We couldn't leave the room. We had no water because we're on well water. So we had no water except for what was already, you know, in tubs. I think I filled the washer even. But we had the living room cordoned off, and all of us two, we only had the 3 kids there at that time. So thank goodness. But they did come, I think, right after electricity got back on. We had all 5. What I was going to say about glue. I don't know if this is just a defective lot I got or what. This is Elmer's, the purple. I saw another lady who uses this all the time for her piecing. The purple kind, as she really puts it on. Well, I'll tell you, you really have to put it on. It uses more of the purple for some reason than it does when I put the white on. With the white, I'm good to go. With this, so it's using a whole lot more when I use the purple. But Walmart here in the States, it has Pen and Gear brand, acid-free, non-toxic, washable school glue. And this is a jumbo size, I think. This one is white. I haven't tried it yet. I get it out of my fingers all the time anyway. I think it'll work fine, though. I don't think you'll have to, because it's really good and tacky. I think it'll work fine. I also ordered it in purple to see if it was something about the purple that just you have to use so much more, because that's just, I went through an entire one of these, I don't know, in a couple weeks. I had my other one for months. So I don't know what the deal is with them, but so far that's what I'm finding with these glues. So this glue should, and this is the glue that I refill my bottle with, my Roxanne's bottle. I use the Pen and Gear glue. It's a little bit cheaper. And with eggs being what they are, I thought you guys might want to know that. But this I'll show you real quick. This is what frustrated us the other day. Hang on. Let me look at my list. Oh, Sylvia's fundraiser. Sylvia is doing knitting every day in March to raise money for Alzheimer's in UK. I'll get back in chat in a second. So check her channel out, and she has a fundraising link on her community page. I have it on my community page. You'll have to go find it though, because I think I buried it. I'll have to get back up. It's on Facebook, but she also has a PayPal, and that's what I did. I just put it in her PayPal, and I said for the fundraiser or knitting, something like that. So she knew where it was supposed to go. Talked about Mom and Pop, talked about DD 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, Friday, drops videos. Halo, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Wednesdays. By the way, I need to watch hers too. See, I didn't watch anything. I was working. All right. But these are what I was working on last week. And that reminds me too, I'll scroll back and chat in a minute. That reminds me too, I was just going to mention it. Where did I write that down at? Okay, you can see them. I was going to say, do I have to tell you what this is? This is the Friendship Star Circle. Made it into FPP. And I'm doing like row A, B, C, D, E. I'm doing all the A's, setting them aside, doing all the B's, connect them to the B's, set that aside, do all the C's, connect that, set that aside. That's how I'm doing those, because I need 10 this size, and then I need 14 a little smaller for my strength quilt. But I'm using all my scraps. I've actually had to cut more fabrics because I ran out of scraps. It's great to use your scraps with, but what it's going to be is the Friendship Circle. And how did I decide that was going to go? I could have stopped and just put these together and had a quick win. And this reminded me, the first time I saw this was one of the patriotic quilts, 3-yard quilts did. I'm not sure which one of them designed it. First time I saw it was then, and then I saw somebody else do it another way. And I've seen on Halo's site, because I was looking this morning, I saw she has a panels book, and it has this design with a panel in the center. Except for, I'm sure it's much bigger in a quilt. And I thought, oh, that is so cute. I love this friendship ring. But when I was trying, these went pretty smooth. Once I got my angles figured out and my templates going the right way, because I got templates for all of them, until I don't know what happened Friday morning. I got to these, and this one was a little bit sideways. This one was too small. This one got flipped by me. That one got flipped by machine. When I wasn't messing it up, every time I'd have it down. Yes, I could pin it, and that would have stopped that. That just occurred to me. Every time I put it down, the machine was flipping my seam on me. And I was like, oh, well, this is going really good today. And then every one of them I had to rip like 3 times. And there's 10. So I'd like to get that finished, because I only have all of these too. There's 10 in each bag. So you could probably do the math. Actually, there's 14 in the ones past this. There's 14 in each bag. And I haven't finished cutting those. No, I put those away. I was trying to get them all cut and got all their pieces with them. Whoops, there we go. And after a while, I decided, okay, instead of making triangles, I'm just gonna do the squares. It's easier. It's not a lot of waste still. But anyway, thank you. Check out Halo for the panel books. I think I saw 2. Plus she has the 3-yard quilt books. And I'm going to get back in chat, see what I said real quick, and try to wrap this up before my moderators run off on me for not shutting up. They don't do that. So that was, what block was that? That was Golden Gate block. And I say that this is a setting. The City Lights is the setting. I'm calling it Show Me City Lights because the other blocks are the ones I'm doing. So, and the size The size in the single pattern is smaller than the one I'm doing, but their patterns, a lot of them are just so easy to add to it. You add of course, you'd have to do the calculations for the yardage yourself. You just add a row on one side and the top, and you've upsized it. If you buy the book, they have a digital download book, and that's up there too. If you buy the book has the information for the upsizing. My phone went off. Make sure nothing's happened at my husband's work. Yep. But if you buy the book, they have it in 3 sizes figured out for you. If you buy the single pattern only has it in the throw size, I believe is the single pattern. But all you have to do is add a row up top and a row beside it until you get it the size you want. And then it's going to take more of the border and stuff, so the yardage calculations won't be the same. But that's all I do. And I use all kinds of stuff, so I don't. The 1 yard thing, I don't know. Okay, let's go back and see where I went sideways. Oh, there's Jenny. Cold weather. Deborah's supposed to get 6 inches tomorrow. I think we're going to have 3 inches all said, plus the hours of ice Wednesday. Yeah, Melissa says, I'm in Florida. When we have snow, it makes the news. I know. I saw it on the news. Put our heaters up yesterday. Melissa, you're in, trying to think of some clever thing to call Florida. No, you don't want to be Southern Missouri. Southernmost Missouri. Your weather is now bipolar to the extreme. Where did I go? Sylvia says, I don't use the purple anymore. It leaves the purple color on the fabric when ironed to fix it. It does come out in the wash. That was the other thing I was going to say. Thank you, Sylvia. I knew I was forgetting to mention something. It comes out in the wash, but it doesn't look awful until then. And that's the other thing. I want to see if there's any, I don't know if it was the white one I was using. Something left a yellow mark on my fabric. It came off in the wash, but I did not like the yellow mark. I don't know what I had to be one of them because I was just using the yellow one and the purple one, or the white one and the purple one. And Melissa said, I buy the glue when it's clearance for 25 cents a tube. I don't know. Do they do that at the end of school years? I don't remember. It's been a while since I needed to know that. And thank you. As somebody says, thanks for the shout. Anytime and every time. The Soline purple pens don't seem to have that issue, Sylvia said. I haven't tried those yet. I was trying to think, did I have one? No. I have, this is Soline, which I really liked, came in very handy. Yeah, this is a Soline chalk pen. It came in very handy with making pajamas. Writing on my flannels. Lynn says, oh, I'm liking that. Mom and Pop. Laura Lynn says, lovely block. That's great use of scraps. Melissa says, thank you. Thank you. And Sylvia says, love that. Lots of hearts. Practically Creative says, we only need the heaters here if it's dropping below 50 overnight. Practically Creative, yes, it's usually on clearance just after school starts, so late September or early October. I knew it was when school started, but I wasn't sure at the end of the year if they were doing things like that or not, because that's when I always bought everything and in bulk. So I'll keep an eye out this year. Now that I'm doing all this FPP, it's a good thing to have. And like I said, that purple I went through so fast. These jumbo ones per ounce is cheaper in this brand. But like I said, I don't know how well they work. They should work the same. That doesn't mean they will. So thank you all for joining us. I hope you liked this block. Maybe want to make this block. Think of it in other colors. It would be so pretty in a baby sampler, or even in, what do they call that? The soft tones. There's a word for it. It escapes me. I've stayed over my time limit. Now my brain is shut down. That back here. Oh, I'll show you this really quick while everybody's saying bye. Pardon me while I get up. At least I hope I'm getting up. For my infinity chain. Ooh, focus. Focus camera. You realize it when you do that. There we go. I cut the batting 60 by like 13. I just put my big ruler down there and took my zigzag scissors and did this. I'm sewing the blocks. I started in the middle, sewing the blocks onto it. Then I'm going to go back because this is very easy to roll up and do the center and then the sides to applique, to top stitch these down. Then I'm going to sew the rows together. So it's kind of a quilt as you go. I'm hoping it works. So far, it seems like it should. And then the back, I think I said this before, when I get the back for it, I'll just do like an echo stitch outside all of these to get it on. But this took no time. I ran out of blocks. So like, I don't even think it was a couple hours. I got all these on all of the rows except for the last one because I ran out of blocks. That thing would be done practically by now had I not made bad choices. Oh, does the Dollar Tree glue sticks work? Fern asked. I forgot about Dollar Tree. Sylvie says, I just use clear, cheap Pritt sticks glue here in UK. And her creators have a great day, everyone. And then she said, yes, Fern, but they are expensive if you only get one tube at a time. Because aren't they $1.10, $1.25? What is it? Something like that now. So, and those 3 jumbos were under $3. And the 2, I think, were 97 cents at Walmart. I think. I'm sure they have them on Amazon. Last time I checked Amazon, Amazon was higher by the ounce, I think. So I always look around before I buy them, trying to find the cheapest one because, we're frugal. Goodbye, everyone, and thank you. And Joyce is saying bye. Halo said, T.Y. Coleen for sharing you. Everyone have the most fantabulous day. You too. And stay warm. Make that sound of your stay warm. I don't care how old they are. They're still our kids, and they don't make good choices all the time. I'm sure Mayhem does. Mama Pa says, thank you very much for your time today. Thank you for yours, every one of you. And Liz says, thank you, Coleen. Beautiful work. Take care out there, everyone. Stay safe. Yes. Melissa says, bye all. I'm filming today, so probably out of pocket. Okay. Bye all. Thanks, Coleen, for a great live. Sylvia said, $1.25 a package. Melissa said, okay. I can't remember what the dollar something was. I think they come in 2 or 3 pack. Okay. Fern, if you can get them for under 50 cents a tube, it's worth buying, in my opinion. Gotta get going, Dee Dee says. She's got filming to do. She's got editing to do. I don't know what she's doing today. She's doing stuff, and you can see what stuff on her channel Friday. Whoops. First, see you next time. And don't forget, Mama and Papa are on after me at 11 Eastern. The calculation always stops me every time. So, in honor of Laura Lynn, big hugs. She has got to be a good hugger. I'm just telling you. Got to be. And don't forget to check out Allison's link. I'll try to get that and get it underneath the video soon so you guys can see how that trip went, because oh my gosh, it just makes you happy to see. It does. Take care. Pray for your neighbors. Check on your neighbors. Love y'all. Be the light you want to see in others.